I start with my canvas and a paper napkin, which should become a little part of the background. For this, I use my paintbrush and a varnish to stick the napkin on the canvas. I didn't work with the tip of the paintbrush. I use the flat side. It isn't so important that you get an evenly surface. Some folds gives you a good texture for your background. In the next step, I apply some white with a paintbrush. I work without any pressure to get a smooth surface, and I don't cover the pattern from the napkin completely with color because some parts should stay always visible. I use also a little bit of pink color and work still slightly to blend one color into the other. I create some white squares on the right side by using the paintbrush, almost like a stamp. I go back over my background again and again, carefully with my paintbrush until I like the look of the blending. On the left side, I paint some lines, also each line with only one single brush stroke in pink color. Next, I want to transfer my illustration that I have drawn digitally and printed out by a laser printer. If your image have written elements like mine, it is important that you print out your image reversed. The background should be completely dry. I cut out my illustration and apply the medium generous all over the background. This step must be done very careful. If I forget little parts, there my transfer would not work. Then I place my illustration with the image side down and press it on. Now almost dry completely overnight or by using an air dryer. It is time to remove the paper. I make it wet, and after a little while I can rub down carefully the paper with a sponge. The toner stays on the canvas. It looks now like that. All have a good blackness, my background squares are visible behind the image, and the words are now to read page correctly. I apply a layer of varnish and would like to stick some additional collage elements that I cut it out from a magazine. You can also use a transfer medium. I dip them for a short moment into water and stick them while they are still moist. I can move them in the fresh layer of varnish. The other side of the magazine is to see through the image, but by drying it disappears and only your chosen side is to see. I miss a little special effect, and so I decide to add some black splatters. I thin black color with water and use an old paintbrush to drip the color on the image. Now have a lot of fun with your own design and your favorite colors.